What's going on, you guys? AJ Tucker here with AJ Self Defense, and today is going to be a little bit different. Normally, when I hop on here, I talk about some story that just came out, and I will have some stories here and there throughout this video. But I do want to talk about a substance called fentanyl. All right, hopefully I pronounced that right. And because I'm always looking at self-defense from different angles. It's not all about fighting somebody off or biting or screaming or whatever, just getting away from the attacker. A lot of this stuff is about prevention. And sometimes it's not always about a straight up attack. So I came across this substance. I mean, I've heard about it here and there, but I never really looked into it until I heard that it can incapacitate you. So I was looking at it as like a date rape type of thing. Like, okay, this is somebody, something somebody has to watch out for. There's a story that this girl was incapacitated by it. So what's up with this? And then it came out again. And then the other day I was working out. This is a huge oxymoron for me, but I'm into working out. But whenever I work out, I play my music, and mainly I'm listening to hip hop, but I'm listening to, because I listen to the beat. These days they mumble, so I do a lot of old school hip hop. Sometimes I do a 2010, 2020 hip hop, and I listen to the beat because I can't really understand what they're saying. So I'm playing a lot of Future. And the other day, his new, I was going to say CD, but there's no CDs anymore. His new album comes out, right? And so I'm working out, and I hear a line where he says, "I have fentanyl in my diamonds." And I'm like, what in the hell is he talking about? And so I'm thinking about it. Maybe he had fentanyl in his drugs or what have you. So I started looking a little bit more into it. And there is a huge epidemic going on with opioids, of course. But I didn't know this, but 50% of overdoses are related to fentanyl. And let me bring this up real quick. I got a few notes on here, man, that I want to just share with you guys real quick. And this might help, this could help you if you're an adult. This could help you if you're a teenager, if you're an adult with teenagers. Because I do get a lot of teenagers that hop on and watch this. You get a lot of adults, get a lot of parents. But 50% of the overdose deaths are caused by fentanyl. And fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin. Now, here's the thing. I have mixed articles. Some articles will say it's 100 times stronger. It's 80 times stronger. I went with the lowest one, and I'll say 50 times stronger. All right. So let's say if I had a penny, and if that penny was made out of fentanyl, it can kill an elephant. That's how strong this stuff is. Now, it's going to make sense why I'm talking about this, because it's all inclusive here. So it killed 95,000 people within a 5-year period at one point. And here are some celebrities who died, who they found fentanyl in their systems. We have Prince, Tom Petty, Mac Miller, Michael K. Williams, Lil Peep, Shock G, Logan Williams was 16 years old. And yeah, so there's more. Like they normally they say, oh, they died of a drug overdose, but a lot of those overdoses, they find fentanyl in the system. And then Jay Bennett, he died. He was using it for medical purpose, so he wasn't abusing drugs or anything. He had a surgery coming up, and he was in pain, and he was using a fentanyl patch to manage his pain. They came out with all these patches. They came out with lollipops and all sorts of different things. Bobby Brown Jr. died with it in his system. So the way it started in a medical setting. They were using it for cancer patients or patients who had a surgery for pain management. And it was only for just a very small group of people. But anything that's good, anything that's powerful, anything that's potent like that, it's going to get out. It's going to get out everywhere. So a couple of nicknames that they have for this, and I've heard all these in my songs, right? And I don't connect it to, I don't pay attention. It's like, dang, why don't you listen to songs about self-defense while you work out? I just can't, right? It's all about that dark side sometimes. I got to bring my dark side out to bring out my strength sometimes. So a couple of nicknames for fentanyl: Apache, China Girl, TNT, Goodfella, Murder 8, Friend, Jackpot. And there's other ones, but those are the ones that I've heard before. And the thing is, this stuff kills people, and they don't even know it's laced in fentanyl. Like you hear about, drugs, like these drugs coming from Mexico are laced with it. They put them in there to make it a little bit more potent. So back in the early 90s, right, you listen to, like your Snoop Dogg song. Snoop Dogg's very famous for his smoking exploit. And he would always talk about, oh, in Cali, we got this, we got that. And so, you're thinking whenever you're getting drugs, you're thinking, okay, I'm getting the good stuff. This is more expensive right here. This is a higher grade. And I don't know anything about that, right? Because I didn't do drugs. I've experimented with it when I was in college, but I wouldn't call myself a smoker, right? And to this day, I don't smoke or do anything like that. I would fall asleep. I don't see how people can do it in the first place, because when I experimented with it, all I did was fall asleep. But anyway, so people nowadays who think they're getting the good stuff, they're probably getting something laced with fentanyl. It's very cheap to lace something with fentanyl. And so when you lace it, so here's an example. Regular heroin is 20 times stronger when it's laced with fentanyl. So remember, the size of a penny can kill an elephant. So whenever they lace it with it, you just put a itty bit, right? When police raid drug labs and they suspect there's fentanyl there, if they touch fentanyl on accident, they will pass out, and they have to, it could put you in a comatose state. So here's the thing. If I'm a drug dealer and it's like, okay, well, I don't want to kill my own customers. I don't want to kill my clients. Man, they don't care about that. If a drug dealer takes $1,000 worth of fentanyl and they put it in the drugs, they can make back 1.5 million with that. Now, of course, you got to spend money on all the other drugs and stuff, but $1,000 worth of laced fentanyl brings back $1.5 million. And these are just stats that I look up. If you want me to reference this stuff, let me know. I will. I'm not doing it today. I just wanted to get the information out. And the interesting thing is, the fentanyl does not come from Mexico. It comes from China, and it's very easy to get. You can hop on the internet, and I am not going to hop on the internet right now and stream some type of example for you guys, because I do not want to be flagged. I don't want to be flagged as a potential drug dealer, have the feds running up in my house or anything like that. But you can hop on the internet and get it from China, and a lot of times they have you use Bitcoin as a payment method. And like I said, I am not going to test this out, but you can basically get it off the dark web as well. Almost like a few months ago, I talked about ghost guns, where instead of just getting a whole gun, you get different pieces. You order different parts online and you bring it in and you assemble your gun. It is legal to do that. They're working on blocking that stuff. And so just crazy stuff. But they used to use it for late stage cancer patients and surgery patients. In 2016, check this out, 55% of the people who were prescribed fentanyl did not even need it. And so it was like, oh man, you have a growing injury here. Here's some fentanyl. Oh man, you have this. And a lot of people didn't even need it, and people were dying from it. So a little background on it. It was first synthesized and patented in 1966, but the patent expired in 1981. So that's where people just went crazy, man. They were making patches, lollipops, sprays for fentanyl. You could, there was a little lollipop. It looked like a lollipop, but it was very small. You just put it in your mouth and suck on it like a lollipop. It makes me think about that Lil Wayne song that came out in like 2006, 2007 about Lollipop. Was he talking about a girl, or was he talking about fentanyl laced lollipops? I don't know. Could be. Go back and check it out. And another company that got involved in this is Johnson & Johnson. Actually made a fentanyl patch. Now, when it comes to Johnson & Johnson, man, I would not put anything from them in my body. So back in the day, I had the baby powder, I had the oil or whatever, and all that stuff came out about it. And I don't put it. So when it came out like with shots and stuff like that, I'm like, man, you have to be crazy to go that route. All right, I'm not going to get too much into that because the video will be flagged if you talk too much about that. So there was a company, they even bribed, it's called INSYS, INSYS. So they were, putting out fentanyl for painkillers, and they even bribed physicians to push this product out more. Some were offered money. Some was even offered lap dances and girls. Like, it was a crazy case where in the blowback, the company was sued for $250 million. And they ended up going bankrupt. But the crazy thing about it is, this same company who was barred from putting out fentanyl, they came back and they started putting out a product called naloxone, and that is the antidote to fentanyl. So it's like they caused this mess, right? Oh, now we can't sell it anymore. I'm allowed to come out with the antidote. It's like, why do you let a grimy company like that? So the video is running a little long. I want to get to my point. So I'm talking to you guys, like some of you do recreational drugs, all right? Some of you, I know, like it may be teenagers. Some of you even my age, you still smoke, right? You still do a little something here, a little something there. And I don't know what that is. It may be cocaine. And I'm telling you not to do drugs, right? But for those of you who's just gonna do it anyway, or you got some type of supplier, there's so many deaths recently within the last 2 or 3 years where they die of a drug overdose. It's not that they're just pumping a bunch of drugs in themselves. Their usage is they've built up a tolerance, but they are lacing this stuff with fentanyl, and people are dying. So I'm not just talking about people on the street. I'm not just talking about heroin addicts running up and down the street. I'm talking to the professional. All right. If you're a professional, of course, people are going to tell you, hey, don't do drugs. I'm telling you, I know you're going to keep doing it. I know you're not going to stop. But I'm telling you to watch out for this laced up stuff. If you're a kid going into college and you're going into the experimental phase. I mean, I did it when I went to college, joined the football team. One of the footballs was like, hey, man, this is one of the things we do. You do it. Probably shouldn't did it, but I went ahead and smoked. Now, I know some of you college athletes, some of you college kids are going to go into college for the first year, and you might experiment with something. What if that stuff is laced? You have no way of knowing. Your friend that gave it to you doesn't know. The person who sold it to that person doesn't know. The person who is the plug to that person, they don't know that it's laced. They think they got good stuff, all right? The freaking plug probably doesn't even know that it's laced, or he knows. But the thing is, you're putting this stuff into your body, and you don't really know what you're putting into your body. It might be laced. So this is just a cautionary message right here, folks. You already know not to do drugs, but if you're going to do it anyway, if somebody's telling you not to, you better watch out. The stuff might be laced up, and you're going to be incapacitated. You're going to find yourself in the hospital, cardiac arrest, and all that good stuff. So that's all I got for this one. I will see you on the next one.